Yes, the swirling circle of death. Exactly. Russian bots want you and Phil to stop telling the truth. That I believe. That's definitely part of it. There's definitely that kind of shit. Okay, Facebook is okay now. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I remember my old assistant Amy, who isn't old. She's just no longer my assistant. She and her family moved to be motorcycle weirdos. I love them. She, whenever, like, she would put on a video for Camden or something. Like, if I had to do my show or whatever, she would watch him while I was doing the show. And if any of the videos didn't work, she would just go loading, 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 because it would turn and all that. How Latin? A little, not enough to I can get around.
No. It's one of the places I have not learned to give that.
She would go loading, loading, and that became a thing in the house. Like whenever you have you're watching a movie or a television show that's streaming and it takes a while. Yeah, forgot to pay my online mob protection fee. Right, this is a little like 8-bit character walks in the corner and goes, "Hey, it's a nice desktop setup you got here. It'd be a shame if somebody would malware it all the time. And come on, was she Edie McClurg? Yeah. Hey, I bought all my Bitcoin. I don't have any, so it's going to be very disappointed. Although I think we are going into an idiot wave in terms of Bitcoin. Like there are countries that are buying a bunch of it because they think they can drive the price of it up by buying it in mass. Because if you're a country, this is an interesting thing. We'll maybe look at this at some point. But if you're a country, that is a kleptocracy like Russia or something like that, then Bitcoin has value for you because you can evade sanctions with it. You can buy and sell shit with creepy people. And that's what it's for. Bitcoin is for trafficking in humans and in drugs and in guns and all kinds of shit. Hal, is 878 million enough to put Fox out of business? No, it is not.
Not even close.
But it will severely dent their ability to retain their talent, quote unquote talent, and maintain their programming.
We need to stop.
And it's only the first one. So we were talking about that before we got kicked off. So, but Bitcoin itself, what they can do is, if Bitcoin, they invest, a lot of these, kleptocracies invested a shit ton of money in crypto because they were kleptocurrencies. That's what they should be called. It should be called kleptocurrencies. So they had a lot of money in that, and then when it took a shit, it was very difficult for the bad ones. Bye-bye to Tucker, maybe? No, they're diverting funding for him through other sources. They can't let him go. He's the moneymaker. He and Sean Hannity are the moneymakers. They can dump everybody else but those two. And neither one of them is going to get an offer anywhere else. So it's a weird mix.
Right.
It's very strange.
They're not going to go anywhere, and they don't really make that much money off of
what's their option? Podcasting? Seriously. Anyways, cryptocurrency, sure.
They would probably make enough.
But
they only need a few
the
thousand.
Cryptocurrency thing, it's gonna they can afford to pump it up the way individuals cannot. Like individual billionaires across the world could buy, you could buy $1 billion worth of crypto if you're a billionaire, and just be prepared to lose it. Especially if you think, wow, by buying, you could basically do a pump and dump scheme with crypto very easily on $1 billion level. On a multi-billion-dollar level, you can drag way more people into it. So there are a couple of countries that are buying a shit ton of crypto to try and do exactly that. They're trying, yeah. The screen is not frozen. Quit it.
No, everything I'm seeing is
I think
down.
if Fox were to apologize on air, that they would make Laura do it. No, they make some unknown person do it. They just have them do it during the person's broadcast. But they don't have to do it. And not for this one anyways. The Smartmatic might make them do it. I'm not on mute. Quit it. Audio, video check. Audio, video check. Everybody good?
No, he's fine.
God damn it. Because people who are 10 minutes behind on the chat room are watching later.
He's not there. There's no sound. That was 10 minutes ago.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? It's a rhetorical question at best.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Check. Check. Can I just tell you guys a little story about somebody that I love as a human being? There's a guy named Michael Parnan, who's an engineer and a producer in LA. He engineered the first 01 record. He's done tons of stuff. He did the last couple of King's X records. Because we introduced them to Michael. He prefers Michael, and he's he's a sweetheart. One of the nicest, most long-suffering engineers you can ever have, and just and super fucking talented. Like, he's one of those guys who is a brilliant guitar player to the point where you're like, wait a minute, why aren't you in the band with almost anybody who's in the studio? And quite frankly, he does a good deal of pickup, I have no doubt. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. Sibilance. But anyways, he is always on the lookout for a good room to record in. And so he walks into almost every place he's in when he looks at a room and just goes, check! Check! Like that, just to see what the bounce back is on the walls, what the audio reflection. And so it's the word check is how we say hello to Michael Parnan. Check! So when you walk into Black Sound, his studio, you just go check like that, and it is now a regular thing. Like you end up, if you know Michael and his wonderfulness, you know that like everybody who works there eventually does that in their own lives elsewhere. It's become a regular part of your life when you walk into a room and you notice the acoustics of a room and you go, check, check, check. Oh, okay. This is a good dead room. I've deadened this one, so it's pretty good. But like any other room, you're like, all right, maybe stand over here. Yeah, and you just say check and clap twice. And now some of you are going to do that. And I put some of my shorts over there too. Yeah, I'm going to 11. Listen to the sustain. It's wonderful.
Just search The Upwire on YouTube and you'll find it. Also, we broadcast from my Facebook page and the Midas Touch Facebook page. So we have two chats going on over on Facebook. We also have the Twitch page, which you've seen Cloudy Live saying came over to say hi to the Twitchers and renew their subscription. Now, there is a chat on Twitter, and a lot of people comment, but I can't see. I don't know why. It's Elon probably.
Uh-oh.
It really is.
We lose him again?
So, if you're on Twitter,
okay, hold on.
Watching, that's cool and all, right? But come over to YouTube, or Twitch, or Facebook.
Yep, we lost him.
Some kind of fucking thing about it. Like, I don't want
I'll bring him up.
I don't want Twitter. I don't know. Just people's preference. I mean, I have an Instagram too. And if you want to follow me all across social media, just go to theTonyMichaels.com. Just scroll down. You'll find all the social media links there. I'm even on Mastodon. I don't even know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't.
I use it all the time.
To be quite honest, people keep telling me to join.
Join it. I'm on Mastodon. I'm on Spoutable.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm on all of them now.
You have any idea how many social media platforms that I post on? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy. What someone needs to do, and it may exist. I don't know. We can ask Gabe Sanchez. What someone needs to do is create like one social media hub thing that you go there and you just like post one thing and it just posts on all the fucking.
We used to have those.
It
Get
gets
those
ridiculous.
bills.
This morning I posted my clip on World War III, the Easter message that the Cheeto Dust QAnoner sent out. I posted the clip on that. I sent it on Patreon over the weekend. But I finally posted it today. The reason why is because it takes me forever to just post one clip. Because I got to go to this one, post it. You got to wait for it to load, and then you go to this one. You post. It's a pain in the ass.
Here we are. We're all back to where we were, and
like, oh, you're bitching about social media.
Something is the thing, and hopefully hopefully coming back online. Hopefully getting a thing.
Nope. No.
But YouTube. Hangouts on there. Of course, the majority of the audience that listens to the show is over there, so I can talk to you in the community page. I don't know. I like that one. Facebook, it's all right. Instagram, I still don't fully understand it. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I watch some of the videos over there and the reels, but I don't know. I don't get it as much. TikTok, I'm not that excited. I mean, all this started on TikTok. I used to make videos on TikTok. That's how the show kind of started. I'm not, you know what? I don't have the time to sit. By the time I get through YouTube videos, by the time I get through Instagram, and then I've scrolled through Twitter, I ain't got enough time to go over to TikTok. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. How much time do you expect people to have to look at this shit? It's getting ridiculous. Again, that's why I say we need like one motherfucker for people who post on social media to post to all of them, like all at once. Whoop. Just. Oh, by the way, speaking of Twitchers, does anyone? Here I am creating more work for myself. Can you post on Twitch, or is it just the streaming aspect? Or can you post like community notes and shit? I don't know. Someone can tell me over on Twitch. There's a lot of folks that watch on Twitch that are avid Twitchers. I'm not an avid Twitcher. Nope. Not really.
That's his. I mean, either.
I broadcast over there, and we try to build the audience over there because I think there's a big, huge audience that can benefit size audience from the pro-democracy propaganda.
And I think a lot of us are over here trying to
pro-democracy propaganda.
Come on over.
Piss them off. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Like that's kind of my intention sometimes is just to piss them off.
Make sure that you can.
You know, like when they call me the Rush Limbaugh of the left. Oh, that's gotta piss. That pisses people.
I
off.
love that.
It was last month. No, it was February. Didn't he die in February? I don't know. What month did Rush Limbaugh take a dirt nap in? Was it February? I think it is. Anyways, in February, when Rush Limbaugh, like the 3-year anniversary or 2-year anniversary of his death, it came up that I might be the Rush Limbaugh of the left.
Wow.
And I talk about it here on the show. And people were tweeting it out. And it pissed liberals off. They're like, oh my God. Oh my, Rush Limbaugh was so bad. He was so, of course he was bad.
It was horrible because he was
selling lies.
Thank you.
He was making it to where we had the slow walk to fascism.
Thank you.
Why do you think we have do the exact same thing in the opposite direction, folks?
Today? Because of him.
You're acting like the human condition is
because
different.
They bought every fucking radio station, got rid of every regulation
over
that didn't allow them
to
do this.
Man.
You can do this.
The human condition is the same in general. Now you have people who are kind of lunatics.
This consolidation is ridiculous.
I mean, sociopaths, shit like that. But that's the fringe.
Yes,
that's not
agree.
The majority of people. The majority of people in this country are pretty much in the same boat of human condition.
And a lot of them would just be
That's why it's so ridiculous to think
that
a simple message can't be sold with the truth. That it can only be sold with lies. That's all a bunch of bullshit.
None of them are.
You can sell a simple good message that frames a narrative for liberal democracy.
Conservatism runs
propaganda.
On debt.
That's right. I said the bad word.
Yes.
Gabe Sanchez.
The only people holding on to the money are the rich white dudes. Sorry.
I like
everybody else is running on debt.
I mean, grab them by the propaganda. Am I
That's
right?
right.
Thank you.
That's what I say. Fuck them.
I mean,
that's a nice hat you got too.
Oh, thank you.
You told the story about your hat. You've been wearing it a lot lately.
Yeah, I know.
But it's fun.
I have other hats I can wear as well. But this one, I just feel like
it's fuck 'em hat week, man.
It's fuck 'em hat week.
I know. So maybe tomorrow you did I send you more than just the red one or just the red one?
No, just the red one.
I sent you I sent this when Gabe first came on the show, he was a guest. He wasn't the co-host or producer.
No.
And he has these videos back then and now too. I mean, he still exists, but he doesn't do it anymore. But he had a red hat and he would tape like a piece of paper that would say, it's like Make America Great Again, but it was satire. It was
originally they were Make America Great Again, like piece of paper that I would tape on. And then later I was like, well, why am I giving more attention to this dumbass brand? So then I made hats that said, I'm a 100% or a bona fide cuck-servative.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It says, I'm a simp for I'm a simp for domestic terrorists.
Yeah.
And huge hypocrite.
These are the things that the hat said.
Yeah. These are the things that I would just put on duct tape and I would tape it on.
Right. And you had a red hat that you used to tape it on.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll send
Blocking
him
and loading,
a
as
red
it were.
hat so he's got
Sorry,
another
less
in
evil.
case
I
the other
understand.
one wears
In
out.
case
I am real.
Videos.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
It is
So
now
you have a red
39
fuck
minutes
'em
past the
hat.
hour,
So, yeah, I
and
have
we're
a red
nearly
fuck 'em
in
hat,
on a
and,
real show
that's the
right
only
now.
color I have.
So, there we go.
Well, I
There you
need to
go.
fix that.
New
then.
stream.
You got gray, you got black, you got blue, you got
I know.
tan.
I need to fix that.
thing.
Well, we got
Don't-
pink
don't-
ones over
okay.
there.
Not be-
Yeah.
And by the way, we are gonna. I think tomorrow or today or tomorrow we'll get the beanies up. We'll have fucking beanies,
Ooh.
and we'll put that into the
Yeah,
the fucking
Because
hat.
spring, they've now added more hats finally.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna do
embroidered.
it. I think I'm gonna do it on the hat store though,
Oh, okay.
because they got different choices. They got better choices for the beanies. It seems like
Gotcha.
they're a little better.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and that's the reason why I have the hat store.
Any trends yet. So
and
you
the
now
other
know
one
we're definitely
Right.
Is in the merch store.
okay?
The reason why is because the hat
You're
store,
anxiety spiking. I'm sorry.
the
You shouldn't be.
provider
It's
that
all-
does
it's
the
just- we're
hats,
just-
they have a lot more
You're
options
basically
for hats
watching
than
me
they
Gotcha.
do over
wrestle a
on just the regular merch store. So
Yeah.
that's why they do the hats over there. That's just how it goes. What are you gonna do?
I mean, it's like if you've
What
got a
can you
hat
do?
store, why would you mix up hats with clothing? It's like not. It's like
well, there is some shirts over there on the hat store. So you can get shirts over on the hat store, and you can get like a thanks Brandon mug. A lot of people like that mug. It's got the remember the thanks Brandon videos
Right,
that they used to do?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's got the sunglasses and
The
and
aviators
American
and
flag.
yeah.
I just think this is a little bit
I
better.
mean, those are
Thanks,
classic.
Clearer.
Brandon.
Thanks,
Of course,
Brandon.
I was
bit
taking their
louder.
"Let's Go Brandon" and mocking them.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck 'em.
'em.
Fuck 'em.
I like
Fuck
the
'em.
I like the
Fuck
mugs that
'em.
are the magic mugs. The ones that they're usually either I think they're typically like all black mugs. But when a hot liquid is put into the mug, then there's like
yeah, they turn colors.
Stuff comes
Like
Or you can,
text
yeah,
shows
you can
up
put a
or
picture
things like-
in.
And I think there
like
was
you
a
give
lot
it
of
to
stuff.
someone as a gift, and it's just a black mug, and then they pour their coffee, and then it's like,
right.
Change it.
"Hey, I'd
Or-
like to kick your teeth in," type.
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You're like,
So wait. So
Oh, yeah, you
could
can
it
buy
be a
those.
gag gift that's like someone you love or someone you hate? You're like,
Well, it could be
hey,
either
So
way.
it could be someone you hate. Like it could
Right.
be.
Could be
hey,
either
fuck
way.
Nazi, I'm
You're
gonna
giving
kick your
them
teeth in,
something
right?
every time they
Or-
put something
or,
in. It's like,
Great
fuck
day to
you.
punch a Nazi. That would, that would be so funny because if you gave that mug to like an ally, they would be like, "Yeah, I love this mug." But if you gave it to someone who's like, "Man, I don't like this. I'm not a Nazi." Like, dude, if you're butthurt over a mug saying "punch a Nazi," you're probably a Nazi.
Right. Or they might smash the mug and be like,
Thank you. I hate you.
the
People's fault.
I had one.
Make those. I'm just saying.
Well, I tried to look those up, but none of these stores
don't have
they
them.
don't offer.
Well,
them.
Yeah,
So
see,
I
and
tell you
that's
one
the
thing, it
tough
did
part
go
about
through the
merch, like,
roof because
for us to provide merch,
I have a sell order
it's got to
right.
be very
and that sell order.
effective and easy, right?
right.
Because it's very hard for us to go like print a bunch of merch
Mm-hmm.
and then have it sent and buy it
Yeah,
and then do the process of shipping it.
It
So
ain't
done
gonna
that,
happen
and that's a
anytime
lot of
soon.
work.
it's a lot of work.
And there's no guarantee. You could
Oh, no,
invest
that
in all
sell
that
order
stuff,
ain't
and then
happening
nobody.
for probably a
Right,
month or
Nobody
so.
one
buys.
buys.
And you're
Unless
like, well, I
there's
guess
a
I'll be wearing this
massive
shirt for the
pop
rest
to
of my
it.
life.
That's it.
So you have stacks of shirts.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
got
what you're saying?
small ones, mediums, large ones. So it's
Right.
like I'm just like fluctuating my body size and my weight so that I can
Okay.
adjust for.
So do you like tie it up in the front? So
Yeah,
that
I
way-
get a little like
Get your
little crop
midriff
top.
showing, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
like, ooh,
Yeah,
well,
you know.
ooh. People are like, what's going on there? And I'm like, you gotta buy to find out,
Right, right.
But
But
there
those
was-
mugs would be cool.
They would be. I had
you
one
know-
in college. I had one in college that was it said Jesus saves,
Yeah.
and then when you got it, when you
Just
put
trying everything
hot
you can to
liquid
heat
in
it up. I
all of a
tweeted.
sudden
It's so
it
funny
was
because I tweeted yesterday. I was like, say what you will about Vivek Ramaswamy. He may be boring, but at least he's. Nah, that's it. He's just fucking boring. Just a boring person.
Thank you.
And
I like
and
that.
all of a sudden
I
he's
like
on
that.
CNN, yelling at people. So I like to take a little credit for. I think I'm the only person that's commented on his campaign, so it may have had more weight than
Because
than
what?
it
How,
deserves,
there's what?
but
Two,
there you go.
two people in.
Polka. Okay. Blood is trending. That sounds fun.
Wow.
That's good. The blood.
Let's
was
see. See, the
Jasmine,
thing is, he
okay,
does
hold on.
trendings from
Love. Oh, that's it. Lemon and blood are both
Twitter.
there. You go.
And I
Recent
wish he
study
would
shows
do
lemon juice had the effect of
trendings
significantly lowering peak
from,
blood glucose and delayed that peak by more than 35 minutes.
Sorry.
Lemon juice is something
This is what happens
starchy,
when your
reduces
mouse
blood
does
sugar
too
spikes,
much
reducing
stuff.
inflammation. Yeah, but people are going to drink lemonade, which has a bunch of fucking sugar in it. Just eat the parsley that comes with your meal. God damn it.
All right.
Blood.
See, here's the one I wish you would do.
Think of blood.
Is the Google Trends.
Award, hey, bro, you deserve it to all pure bloods. Yeah, that's you guys are going to be saying that in a couple decades.
Because this tells you a hell of a lot more of what is really going on. These are the trends that people are talking about. And I believe you could actually put them.
I don't believe this. I don't think that deal's happening. This is, I think, what they were referencing, that Patty LaPone is talking about the Christian right and making a comparison that they're the American Taliban.
Nintendo indie game, Texas cheerleading.
Which is, I don't either an insult to to Christian Republicans or a compliment to the Taliban for moderating.
And Florida corruption from one day ago on the AP News. I love this. Andrew Gillum.
Billions of dollars worth of military grade weaponry. Oh, these are these assholes. Red Voice Media actually thinks that we left $85 billion.
So is this about the
finest gear ever left behind?
What about the Gillum corruption trial in Florida? Andrew Gillum corruption trial open.
Husband just is at a meeting next to the Lower Manhattan garage that just collapsed. Here's the view from the next door.
Here's the problem with our media shrinking to being literally what you can drown in a bathtub. There's just so many stories that are going
more than one.
The radar.
How many you got? Okay, yeah. And send someone from Geico. Hopefully no one was inside during the... Good Lord. No one. That was trending under The View. Jesus Christ. Calm down.
Okay. Because, unfortunately, the problem with Twitter's trend is it's based on literally only about 500,000 people tweeting. 500,000 people ain't a lot of information all the time. Now, given it does have a lot of news and news organizations tweeting, but even some of them have said, "Hi,
excuse me 1 second.
We're not going to do this as much." I mean, when you have NPR saying, "Nope, you've become the site of bullshit," it's kind of time to not pay attention to them as a trending thing.
Oh God, the morning is just
because
crazy.
what they're going to be trending doesn't actually trend with us.
Agreed.
It trends with whoever can
Tool, I have to say,
fuck with the algorithm.
If you haven't seen me,
the API,
do sober. It's online.
The program.
Yeah, it's just a crazy day. Amongst a bunch of other crazy days. Kitty in a tree. See, don't we all feel better right now? Look at the
I love doing the whisper because everybody hates
You'll be okay.
the Biden whisper.
You're gonna be fine. Best live show ever, isn't it? Oh, you mean Tool? Yeah. Pretty close. I mean, it's hit and miss. That's the thing. They can be like amazing or a little weird, and a little like I will say, the worst Tool show, the worst concert I've ever seen or live show I've ever seen was The Cult, and it wasn't Billy's fault.
The fact that Netflix is coming to an end is a much bigger deal over in England than it is here. Yeah, because it's not even. Is it even trending here?
I've seen shows
the fact that
where the lead singer forgot the words or was too drunk to go on. That was more enjoyable, and I had more respect for
because I know it came out yesterday
as a whole,
and they're ending in September. Wow. Yeah, it hasn't been a thing here. I think the last time I got a DVD in the mail was.
I think that's wise. Oh, on her husband RFK
in this house.
I support his decision
in 20.
Speaks ahead of her.
It's 2020. I think it's 2010.
2024.
Yeah, I think it was 2010 was the last DVD I actually got. And to be honest with you, I still have it. And the reason I still have it was they said, don't send it back.
Fucking Dennis Kucinich.
They were literally coming to the end, and some of the titles I had were very unique titles. And a couple of them, I was going to send them back, and they said, please don't send them back. we'd love for you to just keep those because we have an overstock of them and we'll never get rid of them.
Sherlock
and it was no charge. I was kind of like,
vaccine
what?
comments which involve Anne Frank.
But yeah,
it's a good lead-in, I think, to her. And I support his run for the president of the United States, but I don't think it's a good thing that he's anti-vaccine. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so real-time search trends. What are we doing?
Mike Lee, the guy who wants to get rid of Social Security, is trending. That's fun. So, that's fun. And I'm moving a page over so I can see what's going on.
One of their members passed away?
Radio MSNBC beat One American News Network in $10 million.
27 minutes ago, so that just happened. Alabama mass shooting.
Shocked to learn that Mike Lee is closely aligned himself with Nazi memorabilia fetishist billionaire bought a Supreme. Oh, because Harlan Crow. Harlan Crow, like his friend Justice Thomas, is one of the most decent, thoughtful, insightful people that owns a signed copy of Mein Kampf that I know. And that's saying a lot because I really think very highly of all the people I know who have a signed copy of Mein Kampf. I do not have a problem with anyone reading a historical piece of literature, even if it's absolute shit or vile. I don't have a problem with people reading Mein Kampf.
Okay, so it's the 19th and
the Elders of Zion stuff to know what's in it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no, hold on. The settlement.
Protecting and salvaging copies of it for posterity that are somehow special, like that they have a signature as a collector's item, that's fucked up. No.
Burning
a book is not burning
this could
all
be me.
Books. And you can go, yeah, I got
Cambridge
this one.
Analytica.
Yeah, I bought this one on Amazon. It's a shitty republished public domain copy
I'm gonna
of it.
have to take a look at that.
He signed personally. Fuck that.
That could be interesting.
Totally fine. I don't know why you think that's right. Like,
okay.
For real.
So if you're in California and you were on Facebook between 2007 and 2002 in the state of California, you might be eligible for a payment from Meta that will take place during the month of September. Last month, a California federal judge preliminary of $725 million deal between Facebook's parent company and Cambridge Analytica.
I'm involuntarily a Mike Lee. You joking? I expressed dissatisfaction with the governing. He blocked me. Oh, he changed his name to Based Mike Lee.
Ridiculous.
Really?
So
that's his real one? I thought that was a fucking spoof account.
No, some of these are real accounts. It's ridiculous. Because they're, yeah.
Is actually sent. Jesus Christ, what a goober!
Right, thank you, goober.
Mike Lee,
the manga sheep out there to believe this line, perpetuate this line, and it ain't just Fox. It was Mike Lindell, it was Sidney Powell.
Thank you. But see, they're going to get sued too, so don't worry. They're not out of the woods yet.
It just they don't have a prosecutor there that has the fucking balls on them like Fannie Wells. No, Fannie Wells is the woman, but she got some serious fucking nuts on her.
Do you want to know how much?
How much is Sidney Powell being sued?
Yeah. It's the same as Mike Lindell. So they are both individually getting sued for
$1 billion.
And Fox is being sued for 1.6, right?
Right. And I didn't know how. I thought she was less than that. I knew Mike Lindell was 1.3, but the fact that they're both 1.3,
yeah,
1.3, right? Yeah, with a B.
With a B.
So even if they have to settle.
Now, Mike Lindell could end up losing his entire company.
Sidney Powell can't hand over $800 million.
No, she's done.
Mike Lindell, which I mean,
and he just died again.
I would love for them to have to hand over $800 million.
I swear to God, he needs to get an ATM. See, and I'm not even set up right because I keep forgetting to put my my background.
And they're all like supposedly online sales for my pillow. So what I want to know is where is the money coming from that's allowing him to fund all of these legal services and counter
I'm off right
lawsuits
quick.
and
I'm going to go to just these guys.
FrankSpeech.com up and running, and also because the other people he's got
FrankSpeech.com.
I
can't believe that's what it's called.
Welcome to FrankSpeech.com.
I cannot believe that's what it's called.
But he's also, Roger Stone's got the fucking Stone Zone or whatever the fuck it's called.
Stone Zone.
I don't know, get in the zone with Roger Stone. He's got that,
right.
and then also.
We should have.
And this is how these guys are making their money because they make money off of this shit.
Get stoned on the air.
What are they gonna
do to us? What the fuck are they going to do?
I would be curious. Is it stoned on anything?
Well, I mean, why not?
Okay.
What do you want to get stoned on?
Well, I just, I won't. I don't want to.
Come on, jeez. You chips and giggles over here.
We'll just say it's an organic substance.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I got you. Well, I mean, I can't listen. I've partaken in the past few weeks in edibles.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I'm not a big.
I've got honey in my fridge.
Oh, really? I'm not. Huge fan.
Good stuff.
I'd much rather. My favorite drug.
Nice and sleepy.
I hate to disappoint you, but that's my favorite drug. But here's the thing: is that I can't smoke. At least I don't feel like I can smoke marijuana because I'm a cigarette. I'm that former. Fuck you. I'm a former cigarette smoker.
Oh, okay. I can see how that would be.
So I quit. I quit about 10 years ago.
Right.
I went to a wedding. This is about 4 or 5 years ago, and they had a cigar bar there, and I grabbed a cigar and I clipped the end of it, smoke it, and I went and I took a few puffs off the cigar. I'm like, whoa, nope, like that, way too much.
Yeah,
way too much.
The fact that you were able to stop yourself while that was happening,
I actually gave it to someone else because I was like, nope, can't do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as much as I don't like smoking because I don't want to smell like cigarettes. It's fucking expensive. It's gross.
Yeah.
My wife fucking hates it, so that's another reason not to.
Number one reason.
When someone,
I
mean,
hey,
that you're trying to get in bed with doesn't like when you smell.
Like
I mean,
smoke. Don't like that. Get out. Get out.
We had a sign on our front door when I was growing up, and it said, "If Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy."
Right.
And that's the truth.
It is.
That's the truth.
Well, I mean, we were talking about this the other night, and someone said that my wife is always right. And I said, yeah, I know she's always right. I don't always listen to her. I mean, because I'm a fucking guy. I'm a bonehead. But, yeah, she's pretty much always right. It's very rare that she isn't. It's very rare that I listen because I'm an idiot. I'm a man. What or
you say something, she's like, yeah, I said that like 3 days ago. And you're like, no, I thought of this. And she goes, no, you didn't.
No.
Well, the other thing, too, that men do, because we're fucking boneheads, is they'll tell us something. And like 10 minutes later, it's like, what's your plans for today? Like, you
did you not listen to what I said? We just had this conversation.
Yes, I did not. Yes, I did not listen. See, that's what I always say. It's always affirmative, right? You don't want to be negative. Yes, I did not listen. I was not listening to what you said.
Did not hear you. I was not saying. I did not. I did not pay attention. Yes, I was not listening.
See, that's how you get away with it. Back to the question here. How much is the
1.3?
1.3 is what they're being sued for. Million. Right, but I think the more important point is not how much they're being sued for, is that Dominion has shown that they're not going to settle way out of court, right?
Right.
So that's the other thing.
They'll take it up to the finish. Right. Take it up to the 1 yard line.
The fucking jury was sitting there waiting.
Right.
And the judge had to come in and say, hey, jury, sorry, but they reached a settlement.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand that people wanted, and I get your sentiment that they wanted to see all the information.
No, I think I'm okay so far today. Mm-hmm. It's been a quiet day.
I believe that Mike Lindell, Sidney Powell, Newsmax, OAN may not be able to settle with Dominion.
Nope.
And the reason why is because they can't reach this $800 million bar. And really, with Fox setting that bar with Dominion can sit there and say,
"Yep, we got $800 million from them for lying." Your lies were worth
$800 million
right.
value.
Exactly.
To us. That's what your lies are.
You made money and got subscribers off of the lies that you told.
Right. Exactly.
And it's worth $800
We're going to take that back from you.
Because Fox paid
you lied.
Yeah. So I understand that
from
people's frustration. But really, honestly, and I
get there's nowhere near done. That's the funny part.
Because Fox News
so let's continue with some trends.
That most of these fucking people who are delusional watch, but Gabe, they want to be delusional. Right. So,
but also we have to remember that this was a $1.6 billion loss. Matic has $2.7 billion. So that's again $2.7 billion. Now we've already set the benchmark for roughly a little bit less than half, right? Less than 50% is what they settled for for what the actual lawsuit was taking them to court for.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you've got a lawsuit that is almost 3, right? Or sorry, almost 3 billion, but it's 2.7 billion. So now it's a question of like, are they going to settle for over $1 billion? Right? Like, we know if you look at the financials for Fox News, what I read yesterday was Fox News had $4.1 billion in cash.
What the hell was he on?
So that's all the money they had in terms of what they could right now that they could liquidate or have liquid to pay out.
The 2 medications.
Like, hey, look, money. Like, oh, shit. Okay, let's get on a payment plan. And I think that's one of the main reasons, because it's like they very well could have gone to court.
Flammable
and Fox
gas.
News said, or the jury said, okay, you guys owe 1.6 or you owe more than 1.6, right? And then there's obviously
Xanax.
Where they can appeal it and they make
a
it
generic
amount
form of
on,
Xanax.
what it might be. And it's clear that Fox is like, fuck it, we don't want to risk this at all, because we've already been caught multiple times. Like, even recently, they were caught withholding information from the court, and they're like, oops, my bad. Didn't mean to do that.
Well, that's what the judge was going to appoint the special
master,
master, because it's like, whoa.
And usually that's used to do
hiding stuff from Dominion. You can't do that. We're going to appoint a
oils
special master.
from.
And that's what really led them in the end to do.
And the whole idea, they're like, well, it wasn't
cannabis.
Like, it wasn't newsworthy, or wasn't
it
wasn't
Xanax.
I guess it's just like worthy or important enough to show. And
weird.
You thought it wasn't, but now you definitely made it that way. You know, where if you didn't think it was a big deal, you wouldn't have hit it. But now that you hit it, you made it an even bigger
deal. Thank you.
So it's clear that they were like, fuck, man, it's crazy in terms of like what they're going to be charged with. So I'm curious to see how Smartmatic plays out, because that's the one that's going to be an even larger amount. And again, they've already set the bar, $787.5 million to cover up and pay for the lies that they told 2020, 2021, and parts.
Hey, look at that.
So we got some more questions here. For the,
morning. How are you?
Steve says,
I'm good.
I think he's
I'm good.
Gabe,
Hello.
You got honey in the fridge?
You got honey in the fridge. Okay.
Yes,
we're going to switch. We're going to
switch.
Ice
skating uphill against some sort of mad hackerdom going on my end, like somewhere in there. But I literally had to change passwords and stream keys mid-show because there was a lot of weird stuff going on. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll end up, being able to do a real show. So hi. I love these mornings. My favorite part of the
when everything's like just blown up.
Yeah.
Dominion lawsuit. Down to only 100,000.
Well, that's better than not being.
Rangers.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one more thing.
Check. Hello.
Hide that just so that you only get
and
him sitting there as we just kind of go really quickly.
Hopefully, everybody else, you're good and whatnot. We shall.
Oh no. Ah.
Dude, I have sandwiches.
I know you can put dog shit on your peanut butter sandwiches. Doesn't mean you should. You put jelly on your peanut butter sandwiches. All right. So, okay. Everyone knows this. Even Uncrustable knows this. Duh.
Man, I haven't had Uncrustables.
You like Uncrustables?
I mean, they're good for what
Do you like Uncrustables on weed? Do you put your honey? Do you put the honey on Uncrustables? Okay, while you're doing that poll, everyone participate in that poll. I'm gonna go to the next question here.
Okay, so change.
Well, it's not a question.
What the hell's going on, Chance the Rapper?
A question to the ladies. I'm sticking with Hunka Hunka Latin Love. What do you think, ladies? So he doesn't
really with a carnival.
Does not like.
Wow.
Like the jips and giggles. I don't know. I think
folks, can we stay out of other people's fucking lives? Who the fuck? I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. That's the whole point of reality TV is living in other people's goddamn lives for some reason.
I think you're doing the no labels campaign. That's all fucking horseshit. That's a right wing campaign to try to draw back people into the Republican Party.
TikTok needs to fucking control some of this shit.
And my
a lot better.
That it's far right
These stupid challenges need to be banned.
Walk back into the Republican Party.
Banned.
They're fucking rockers. Man, did you see that 61 DC Republicans endorsed Donald Trump yesterday? Do you know how many endorsed Ron DeSantis? 2.
Oh, really? Wow, that's
I think
more
there
than
was
I thought.
2 of them. There was
but that's
one
still 2 to 61. That's pretty. Who was the one in
Is
Texas?
It sliding today?
Yeah, he was like talking good about Ron DeSantis, and then he came out and endorsed.
I sold.
And
Trump.
he's like, with that being said, and then he went.
I believe I did.
See if you can find that video. We'll play that video. If you can find
up
that.
so heavy.
And the poll's out there, by the way. The poll's out there, and the question was. Which sandwich do you like more? I said, which sandwich do you like more? Peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter banana. I don't know how you want to phrase it, but right now it's 64% peanut butter and jelly, 36% peanut butter and banana.
I know what the numbers are going to be. Listen, this is why I don't.
I'm just saying, there's a shot. There's a chance.
This is why we do not talk about data and polls on this show. Is because I don't need some stupid ass poll to tell me what the hell is. I can use my taste buds. With peanut butter and jelly and peanut butter and banana, okay? I got taste buds. I know what it tastes like. I know which one's better. You apparently don't, but you know that's how it goes.
I'm just saying, I love peanut butter and jelly, but I also really I love bananas. Bananas are great. Apples are great.
Oh yeah.
You give me a fucking Granny Smith apple or a Honey Crisp or a Pink
search.
Lady. You throw that on, slice it up. You put that on a piece. Put that on toast. You know, a piece of bread with the.
This
sandwich.
is still a day
Boom.
ago.
Call it a day.
No more.
I love it.
No more.
I love it. It's great.
It's chips and giggles from now on.
Mexico
Melanie
National
asked,
Football
question,
Team.
Tony and Gabe, do you play any instruments? I don't actually play any. I mean, I can pretend to play an
4
instrument.
hours ago.
But
Why are
I
we
sing.
back up again on
I used to play
this?
the sax for like a couple years, and then I got an electric little, Casio piano with the goal. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn.
See, I have a feeling that this court is headed for some real bad shit because they're not paying attention to any form of science.
Simple stuff like chopsticks.
And at some point, somebody's going to go into court and sue for planes flying because that's the kind of bullshit you'd be able to sue for. I'm not joking. You should be able to sue to have every plane put on the ground because it ain't where you know it's ungodly.
Melody and
I guess the closest thing would be like drumming, you know?
Oh yeah.
Well, I think I'm crazy. I'm not. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
Sound like I'm doing something. I don't know what I'm actually doing, but I can.
Unless these corporations knock these mother effers out of the courts and say, nope, Republicans, you've gone too far. It will happen.
Because he doesn't like country music.
This is one of the few countries that could happen.
I'll tell you in a second. We're totally ignoring the great Massachusetts culinary heritage of the fluffernutter. Oh, the
fluffernutter.
Peanut butter and marshmallow.
Yeah.
Oh well, hey, you know what? You know what other national institution? And it's where I come from, by the Lake of the Ozarks. It's
that
a
is
marshmallow
broken.
Pepsi.
Why is that broken?
Fuck is that?
Marshmallow Pepsi. Yeah, you know the marshmallow.
Oh, I know it's probably broken. It's probably broken because it's coming out of Mexico, and I blocked that.
Marshmallow and shakes.
Yeah, it's like a marshmallow shit that it's like
The only address I do not block in my house from Mexico, basically, is my mom's house.
I mean,
both the houses, I should say.
On ice cream or
her two houses are the only two that
I'm
come
trying
to the
to tell you where you get it. God damn it! See, come to Central Missouri. There's a town near the Lake of the Ozarks called Eldon, and that Eldon, 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 and there is a hot dog stand there. It's called the Creamy Drive-In. It looks like a barn. I'm not shitting you. It's shaped like a barn, and it's really run down. I mean, like I'm sure from the outside you're like, how many health codes are being violated?
Yeah.
This thing, but they got the best fucking chili dogs there ever, like the best. They make a Frito pie. Oh my god! And then the famous thing is marshmallow Pepsi, but I don't like shit that's way too sweet. So I never really liked the marshmallow Pepsi. But if you like really sweet
See, I'm not.
stuff,
Yeah, what I'm actually doing is kind of a weird little blip. I actually send my signal
banana at 67%
from my ATEM through my server
peanut butter and jelly
at a low speed, and my server keeps it
of course it is
solid and sits right next to my router.
Right.
So that's kind of how I do it.
Come on, folks, vote.
So I don't have to worry about breaking down. And the best part is, if I lose my ATEM, I can actually just spin it over to either of 3 different OBSs I have, and still, because all I have to do is point them to the server, and the server will
on the
continue.
computer, on the TV, on the phone.
So I will never break down quite like Hal. But it did cost me a little to do that. It cost me about $3,000 to get everything together. Because I have a server, I have an ATEM, Extreme ISO. So it actually does the transmitting to the server, and then the server goes through my ISP up to the cloud, and that's how you're doing it. And I have enough up and down that I do not have to worry about it. I have unlimited. Thank God.
To their house.
It's crazy.
To watch the Patreon party on TV.
Because at one time I couldn't do it. I could not keep a show going because I just didn't have enough up bandwidth to keep it going and listen to a show. Even one show would spin. But now I have enough to do all 3 shows I need to show, whether they're on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or whatever.
If you got it set up.
Yeah.
See that?
Nancy
I love
says
bandwidth.
peanut butter and maple syrup. Oh, that's. I don't know if I would do that, but that sounds interesting. Definitely sounds interesting.
That's
Peeps and Pepsi collab. Anyway, sorry. Well, okay. What's the next question?
Pepsi collab? Yeah, Peeps did a marshmallow Pepsi. Fuck them people.
They were
didn't
like,
give any credit to the Creamy and Eldon. They didn't give any credit.
They partnered with the dental association. They're like, look, you guys have this, and we give a little kickback when they come into the office.
Right. I'm telling you, man, if you eat a marshmallow Pepsi from the Creamy,
marshmallow
Pepsi, if you like sweet stuff, but if you're not that much on sweet stuff, it will fucking knock your socks off. You're gonna be like, oh my god.
Well,
I mean, but it's like I mean, Pepsi's sweet enough, right? Because Pepsi's actually sweeter than Coke. That's what makes Pepsi do the taste. Yeah. That's why they win the taste test, because that first sip is sweeter. But when you dump a shitload of marshmallow, like liquid marshmallow, into it, it's just liquid sugar.
Yeah, it's just pure.
Here's a about politics. What we're doing. Tony, did you see the Fetterman video? No. Gabe, can you pull up
I think I know what they're talking about. So Fetterman got out of a car and showed up at the Capitol and waved to people. And
this was today or yesterday?
This was like 2 days ago.
Because I know Mitch McConnell came back from
nobody had shit to say about Mitch McConnell, but then when it came to
other than
Fetterman,
why I was rooting for the steps in that one, because didn't he fall down some steps?
I don't know.
I was rooting for this. What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
As Representative Jared Moskowitz said, who represents Parkland, he's like, they're fucking idolizing a slip and fall victim. Which
right,
is true.
Exactly.
That being Mitch McConnell, 81. They're like 81-year-old slip and fall victim, Mitch McConnell.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, the other senator that people are talking about this morning that has not returned to the Senate, and it's a big Hadoo today, is Feinstein from California, your state of California.
Yeah,
Chuck Schumer yesterday tried to have a resolution on the floor, but the Republicans blocked it to temporarily replace her on the Judiciary Committee.
Just temporarily.
That's happening. Is the one
not even permanently, just temporarily
at this point to put into place, which is judicial nominations from Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden has nominated more judicial appointments than any other president, I think, before him. And our Senate that we have now, up until the point where Dianne Feinstein has been out with shingles, has actually got through those nominations and those appointments so that those judges can be seated on courts.
Yep.
Now, here's my view of it, is that Dianne Feinstein, she's a duly elected senator, right? The people of California voted for her. And there's not a goddamn thing you can do about that. She can stay in that seat for as long as she wants. Now, I do think Democrats in the Senate need to make it very clear that Republicans are terrified that Democrats are trying to seat federal bench justices. And that, I think, it needs to be the narrative here. And again, I want to politicize everything, right? I want to politicize everything. That's the whole point.
Just do it correctly.
Right.
That's how you win, is you politicize.
You politicize it, you just do it correctly.
So we should politicize this. Now, some people
I
think
agree.
Feinstein should go. I'm not against it. You know, I think
I'll tell you from someone from California, dude, she's got to go, man.
Right, but here's the thing that I'll tell you that I think Dianne Feinstein and her staff really need to consider, and the people around her really need to consider. Do you want to be known as the person who are holding up judicial nominations, as there's federal judges that are trying to strip women of their rights?
Right, exactly.
Supreme Court with Clarence Thomas.
That's going to be the big thing. Is I think that just give it a couple more days, and I think this will not be a story anymore. I really don't.
What a pile of fucking shit Mike Lee is. Defending Harlan Hitler? Are you kidding me? Because I don't know if you know this, but Mike Lee was a clerk for Alito. The other person who's probably
I have a DNS that actually stops a lot of the advertising. So many of the pictures that these companies use are sent through a company that actually does advertising. Too.
Mike Lee.
Most of what they push to you is BS advertising.
And Clarence Thomas is defamation.
So part of what I've done is in my house, if it's put out by an advertising company, for the most part, it's blocked. So what you'll notice is right now we're on a Microsoft page here. There's usually an ad here. There's a ton of ads that run all the way along here. Yeah, these are still ads and these still get through, but most of this, you notice it's blank. And this is like half the size that it usually would be. This would be like twice as many. Because it's just, that's all Microsoft has become, is one big fucking ad.
Okay, so what is this first one? This is him actually getting out of it. This is the C-SPAN footage.
Yeah.
Do I need to play the audio?
Yeah, he says online. He's like,
okay. I didn't know if it was just like footage of him getting out of the car. It's not going to be very loud, anyways.
Welcome back, Senator.
He's in his hoodie as normal, his sneakers, his shorts.
Good to be back, is what he said. He said, good to be back.
Yep.
And then boom. Okay, so a lot of Republicans yesterday were like, oh my God, can you believe the outfit he's wearing? Can you believe he showed up in a hoodie and shorts and gym shoes?
Wait. They're mad that John Fetterman showed up. Like, do they know who
Did
John
he
Fetterman is?
did they watch him do the entire the way that he actually went through his entire campaign, the way he served as mayor, the way he served as senator, or was it senator or was it House member? I can't remember. He's always dressed like that.
Show the video that I know you're going to show of some other senators doing the exact same thing. Here's the thing. Who do you think fucking beat Dr. Oz? The dude in the hoodie, man.
Thank you. The dude in the hoodie beat him. He was, thank you, in a hoodie.
Beat the Trump-backed candidate
in a hoodie.
Carpetbagger from New Jersey.
There's a reason he wears the hoodie. There's a reason he wears the hoodie. And there's so many of you white supremacists who are really, really triggered. And I hope you fucking stay triggered, you white supremacist cracker pieces of idiocy.
The reason why people are pissed off in this country in the first place. So fuck them.
Thank you.
We're gonna play this. The third one here. Is this the one of the other?
Thank you, sir.
Showing up in the
Thank you, sir. It's just true. Oh my God.
So this is
Ryan Reynolds.
And you'll probably recognize this piece of scum in the front here. I don't know if you know this guy. Cancun Cruz. He really does look like Eddie Munster in this one.
I mean,
doesn't he?
He's just a Eddie Munster who did not age well. But Ted Cruz, there's a video, and I can't find it. But basically, what happens is the Senate is having a vote, and he showed up in gym shorts. And they're like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I just came back from a game of basketball with the whoever, right? So,
wait, Ted Cruz can play basketball?
No. Look at here. I'll find.
No.
I'll play this video.
I would love to watch Ted Cruz. You talking about when he's dribbling the ball?
No.
You can watch him play basketball against Jimmy Kimmel.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. See, this is the thing. Most of these guys have been embarrassed like there's no tomorrow by a late night host. And they just don't want to show it anymore.
Jimmy Kimmel kept calling Ted Cruz the human blob or whatever. He looked at the fish that was like,
yeah, because
kept calling him out.
So they did this thing, and then they challenged each other to a basketball game. They
exactly.
I'll say this: they both did not play great. Okay,
nope.
I wouldn't expect Jimmy Kimmel to be a good basketball player.
No, neither one of them.
Played, and it was like for a charity or whatever. And they played against each other because this challenge had been done. Anyway, so that's that, right? And we've seen the video where Ted Cruz tries to bounce a basketball and he can't quite bounce a basketball.
Isn't that like B-roll footage that he shot for like his campaigns and shit?
Yeah, I think it might have been.
But they have to release the whole thing.
Right. But then Jimmy Kimmel used that footage. Let me see if I can find it. Use that footage against Ted Cruz to be like, oh, looks like you're really working well there.
Ooh.
Let's see.
But, you know, in all seriousness, a lot of senators are going to walk around the halls of the Capitol in gym clothes because there's the fucking gym there
all the time that they use all the time.
There's showers.
Yep.
They have cafeterias. I mean, they have libraries. I mean, these people work and live in that building. Yeah. I mean, essentially. And they should fucking have to.
I mean, especially when when you're writing legislation and you have to vote on it, like there are some, people are filibustering, like you're there all day, all fucking day. You've got
are you kidding me?
How long was this video?
Are you kidding me? It's only 34.
Because this is pre-shitty beer.
Are you kidding me? This lasts me forever.
2018, 2019.
There's a barber shop in the Capitol. Why Ted Cruz doesn't have them trim that shitty beard he's got? Look, folks, this
and that really crappy.
2018, because Jimmy Kimmel has a video that says he was setting up a few ground rules, and I don't want to play that video because we're gonna get dinged for it.
Oh, okay. But because it is Jimmy Kimmel. But I tell you what, Jimmy.
So 2018, June 2018.
This is when this is. Okay, let's watch it. This is not very long. And we'll just play it on loop. Up.
Oh yeah, I remember that when he couldn't even get it through his legs. That I forgot about that.
I don't know.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
If you had a decent sack,
like
that
this.
would probably hurt.
I mean, and here's the thing: the reason that basketball game all started was because. Oh, damn it! Hold on, that wasn't a link.
I'm gonna go to this Fetterman video that you sent, the first one, and then we'll come back to the Cancun cruise. Here's the Fetterman video. This is the one.
And I haven't watched this yet.
Is this before or after?
This is after. So I think he made it yesterday.
Oh, okay. So this is after he showed up and people gave him shit. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Senator John Fetterman. And I just want you to know that I'm back and I'm feeling great, 100%. And, during my time during the hospital, the Fringies really came up with a conspiracy that I have a body double. And I just want you to know that is just crazy. That's not true. And dude, John, what event am I supposed to be doing this afternoon? Dude, really.
Just the two of us.
It's like, why not fucking goof on these
things? Listen, I love it.
Fetterman is one of the people leaning into the bullshit that they throw at him. Like, he did so well at this.
I'm just gonna
and they should keep doing it. He's great at leaning into the bullshit that they throw at him. What's this one? What's this one here? Oh,
so this is what started this whole Jimmy Kimmel Ted Cruz feud, where he was like, Ted Cruz.
I can't really tell which one's which, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this is one of those moments where like corporate wants you to tell the difference between these photos. Can you spot the difference?
Right. I can't really. I don't know that I got it.
It's just
they tough.
Willing to spend $80.
Talking about body doubles. Talking about body doubles for Fetterman. This really feels like there's two Ted Cruzes, to be quite honest with you. I'm just saying.
Or two Ted Cruzes or two of these blobfish things. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Anyway, so that's the update.
Because this would be 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. So
I wouldn't have to do
there's the Fetterman
weeks.
video for everyone. Thanks for the question there, Mo. Do we have any more questions? Jesus Christ, we're almost at the bottom of this. How the fuck does 2 hours go by so goddamn fast, man? It flies by. It's not even close. It's
still working.
Let's see.
Wait, hold on.
Because I'll have everything, and then I can.
Buckham whistles. 4 Imprint has a police whistle product.
Okay.
But the question is,
in about 2 hours,
do you have to buy those whistles ahead of time?
Yeah.
And then ship them?
Yeah.
Or do you have to?
We have to have money.
Yeah, you have to buy a bunch at first. That's the problem.
This is what we do for a living, and we appreciate all our Patreon support, all the support you guys give when you buy Fuck 'em hats or merch.
Yeah.
And that's how we keep going here. But we're not paid by Soros, and Soros definitely isn't going to send us Fuck 'em whistle money. So.
I mean,
nope, not at all.
I'll just have to. Last night I had to go. Yesterday was my birthday, and I had to go out.
Happy birthday!
But you got to look out. You got to look out for those free meals, man. You know those free
I'll
meals.
put another one out.
Out here in LA, there's a sushi spot that some people in LA might know, Sugarfish. And if you don't know this, on your birthday, you get a free omakase meal, which is it's just become a tradition between myself and a bunch of people that I know, and we just go there every.
You got some free sushi, is what
free sushi, and then like I haven't been to Denny's in years, but I think Denny's does something for your birthday, and Jenny's ice cream, you get a free ice cream cone on your birthday. So I had sushi, then I went ice cream.
Yeah,
so it's like
happy.
Gotta save money when you can, right? But
everybody give birthday wishes to Chips and Giggles here.
Chips and Giggles, that's me.
Giggles in the. He already hates it. I know he does. Inside, he's like,
There's enough on there that I can even take out.
So to Tony's point, yes, we are not paid by Soros. We are paid by your support, Patreon or merch or whatever it might be. So
that's it. Or if you link your Amazon Prime account to Twitch, we get
Twitch.
So we get that
exactly. Everybody, that's the way. Everybody in here is living.
And do that.
Yep.
So that all that helps out. That all helps out.
I'm actually doing the same thing. Plus, I'm trying to do work.
George,
other podcasters doing voice work and doing music for them.
If you've got cash to just spend,
that's what I like to do.
Do it.
If you have a piece of, if you want your own music for entry and exit, I will do a easy 3 to 5 minute one for as little as 75. So. That's the way I do it.
There are some good clips coming out of a hearing right now with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Go to Ace.
Because I have my own media company.
Unless you don't want to do that.
That's part of what I'm doing too.
Well, I mean,
voice work, music work.
Really good clip of
showing you how we do it here.
It's fucking insane.
Where
she's standing outside, she's like, I reviewed 2,000 documents. Like,
well, here's the other thing: is a lot of people don't know that part of how I keep this clean. Oops, sorry.
Oh, okay, I see.
Well, there's that one. I haven't watched that one. I've seen the other one with Swalwell. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, he's the one who's testifying. This is the one we want. Yeah,
the Swalwell one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is Swalwell. And then I guess he's showing Marjorie Taylor Greene's. Now this is Mayorkas is being questioned in a house committee here. So let's take a listen.
Make sure that no external
Republicans in Congress should defund
IPs are being shown
and the FBI.
Before I show you how I actually
people on this committee and their own
my network
rhetoric.
Pretty clean and clear.
This is a defund the.
Okay, I want to pause this for a second, because this is a telegram. It looks like this is not a tweet.
Yeah, this is telegram.
So what I actually have is I have.
The funny part about her little merch there, defund the FBI. Don't you have
my pie hole?
More to that?
I do have a shirt that
is running
in my store that
and
defund MTG.
Okay, so if you go to thetonymichaels.com, you can go down to Gabe's merch
he
store.
Cleans up a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, you can also
so I don't have to worry about that.
IamGabeSanchez.com, and
that's why a lot of these are broken.
Same
you
style.
See these, it's because they're not allowed to come in because they're coming through advertising. In most cases.
That she has, and it's defund MTG. And
defund the FBI. Okay. And she's actually running on this shit with a shirt that she's.
Not a tweet.
Wow.
And Swalwell got it wrong. I mean, I will call that out. He meant tweet, but it's a post on Fraud Social. Yeah. It's not actually a tweet.
Well, I mean, she also might have had.
Okay. Again, guys, tissue, Kleenex. What are we talking about? The exact same thing. Tweet, Mastodon, social media post. You can actually, it's going to become so ridiculous that you're going to say tweet and you're going to mean a Facebook post, because that's what a tweet has become so ubiquitous with. It's going to mean posting, and that's the problem. It's going to mean post.
Agents who work hard every day to take bad guys off the streets. In fact, after the FBI,
The unfortunate part is this is not a phone.
to an FBI field office.
This is not a phone.
I'm disturbed about.
If we had the Star Trek world that we all want to live in, this would be called a communicator, because that's a bit about what it is. But what it really is it's our computer in the pocket.
Literally we were on the show
that happens to have a phone in it.
With a nail,
because that's what it is now. It's our pocket computer with a phone on it.
There was conflicting
A
reports.
method of communication.
And we were trying to figure out. They kept saying nail gun instead of gun.
We're like, what's going on? Then it turns out he actually showed up with a fucking nail gun to a local FBI office, thinking he was
going to get through the 1 inch
that were involved with searching
bulletproof glass using a nail gun.
In like Cincinnati though.
Yeah, it was in like the middle of nowhere. It was in Ohio.
What the fuck?
But the funniest thing about it is how
field office, right?
Marjorie Taylor Greene's like, defund the FBI, defund the FBI. You know, Donald Trump's like, defund the FBI. And as soon as Ali Alexander or Ali Akbar gets revealed as a groomer and a
pedophile,
presenting unsolicited,
real pedophile,
stuff, of course, because Republicans
100% pedophile.
Get an underage boy to send him,
right? Pedophile.
He was like, "Hey, send me a
pedophile,"
and they're like, "What's
federal
like,
pedophile?
OMG, you dick." So,
federal pedophile.
They knew what it was, Allie. They knew what it was, man. They were just...
You got Milo Yiannopoulos, who is
this is all a big war.
It's a national pedophile.
There's so much to break down here because you've got Milo Yiannopoulos, who is a known pro-pedophile fan.
Correct.
But he also has a thing called the Vault, which is videos, voicemails, photos, all the blackmail shit that he would need. Then you got Nick Fuentes, who is he says he's
pedophile too.
He's a fucking incel, all that shit.
Well, that's what kind of sparked this thing. Nick Fuentes used the sock puppet account on Twitter to run a Twitter Spaces. When was that? Was that Saturday?
Friday.
It
was Friday after.
See, I see these and I don't go into them because I don't want to be in there and start.
And I think I sent it to you. Did you send it to me?
I sent it to you, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Like, "Holy shit!" Nick Fuentes is in this fucking space talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, Milo, and Laura Loomer was in there too.
Right.
She eventually took the stage, and this is what sparked all this to come back. Because this kind of happened about a month ago, and there's a few spats.
Well, there was a week before that space happened, Ali Alexander was in a space with Laura Loomer, and they were doing the TikTok of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Milo. So they're anti Milo, they're anti Marjorie Taylor Greene because they thought that it was all this effort to weaken Donald Trump because they set up with Donald Trump, Nick Fuentes, and Kanye West.
Right. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene, they claim Marjorie Taylor Greene was kind of the go-between, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And Nick Fuentes, who is a fucking scumbag Nazi, Laura Loomer, who loves Nick Fuentes.
Oh my God.
Self-proclaimed Islamophobe.
Christ.
Is what she is.
These two people are now anti-Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, this is very important, folks, that we make sure these wedges stay where they are and we keep driving them in.
Please.
Because if Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to hurt Donald Trump, or if it appears that she's trying to hurt Donald Trump, we will make sure to get Carrie Lake as his presidential running mate, which is what we want. We want the crazy of the crazy right out front for the American people to see how crazy these fucks are. Marjorie Taylor Greene has tried to rebrand herself, and I believe that it's part of this feud that has caused her to rebrand herself. We know that Marjorie Taylor Greene went to AFPAC, which is America First CPAC. In other words, it's the Nazi. It's even if you can be more Nazi,
right? And that's the one she showed up to, and she was like, "Oh man, looks like a bunch of canceled people in here," or whatever she said.
When Nick Fuentes was talking about how he loved Putin in the same meeting that he was making Hitler jokes, he was making Nazi jokes.
Yeah.
Now, and he talks about all this in this space, and I think someone recorded it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I found the original. He had it on his normal stream. He was doing it simultaneous. So I found that video. I found that footage, and so I have a track of it. Again, like it's going to take me at least another couple days to figure it out. But I know that for the people on Patreon, they were, I think Jay reached out and was like, "Oh, you should do the feud that's happening between Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene." And I was like, "Yeah, totally." And then in a week and a half, this shit just like blew up.
It
was
exploded.
Like, because in that space, a guy was like, "Hey, Ali, you remember?" He's like, "Oh yeah, what's up, man?" Blah blah blah. He's like, yeah. So it turns out I've been talking to this guy who was 15 at the time, and he said that you were sending dick pics, and he's like, no, never did that. So I have that space recorded.
Wait, that's a lie too,
and so
he's admitted it.
So he denies it, and everyone's like, oh, what? Okay, and he's like, oh, this is all, they're coming, this is an attack, blah blah blah, all this shit. And then a week and a half goes by, and then these text messages come out, the story comes out, and then he's like, this is so gay. I mean, he literally said, or this is too gay, I think is what he said. And he was like, what? I've apologized. We're good. And then Nick Fuentes was like, no. Ali has said that he's going to bow out from the public spotlight. So it's good. No need to attack him anymore, guys. So there's like,
wow. What? You know what? I remember back a couple months ago, we played a huge rant from Ali Alexander, I believe on Telegram or something.
Yeah. No, it was from
yelling.
It was someone's. It was like it wasn't Twitch, but it was
like a stream. Because he was yelling and screaming that he's going to bury Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, he's going to reveal that son of a bitch.
She committed crime.
Yeah, perjury during her Georgia trial.
Right. So Ali is claiming that Marjorie Taylor Greene has committed several crimes. Obviously, Ali is admitting. I mean, when you're soliciting nude photos from a minor, that scene, especially if it's from one state to another, that seems like a federal felony to me. Yeah. I don't know. And maybe, just maybe, and maybe I'm off my rocker here, but Ali Alexander has went and been subpoenaed and testified in front of several grand juries.
Right.
Maybe he's traded his immunity in some of those cases to out some of these
people. And that's why it makes this whole thing funny, because Marjorie Taylor Greene says we got to defund the FBI. But as soon as the story breaks about Ali, she goes, we need the FBI to investigate him.
Whoa. She likes the FBI when it's on her side? Come on, Gabe Sanchez. I would highly doubt that. Well, here she is questioning Mayorkas. I think this is the Homeland Security Committee. This is the same committee. Is the same hearing that Swallow was just in?
Yeah, I think he's, if you look at her, she's in the direction, I think when they're around the room kind of thing. They're like in that she's in that C pattern, right? Kind of layout.
She's in the least important seat.
Yeah, she's off to the side. I think the layout is Swalwell is at the front, on the center, very end. She's off to the side.
She's on the very end. Yeah. Okay, let's watch Hooffoot Petty Eddie Marjorie Greene give her. I'm sure this questioning is going to be brilliant.
Outrage, complete outrage, where China is poisoning America's children, poisoning our teenagers, poisoning our young people. How long are you going to let this go on?
What?
Congresswoman, let me assure you that
she's talking about fentanyl. She's talking about fentanyl, probably.
I couldn't tell if she's talking about fentanyl or she's talking about TikTok, or she's talking about viruses, or did you hear the new one, the new Magneto timeline that we're in now?
The meat one? Yeah.
The magnetic meat that coins stick to. Coins aren't magnetic, you fucking idiots. Man. Okay, let's see what Mayorkas's response to this fucking outrage theater is.
Hiding this.
No, I reclaim my time. You're a liar. You are letting this go on, and the numbers.
Well, actually, I want you to take the words of the speaker down.
So in making a ruling on this, it's pretty clear that the rules state you can't impugn someone's character. Identifying or calling someone a liar is unacceptable in this committee.
Oh, man. Marjorie Taylor Greene,
thank you.
Not only does she not
know do that.
Rules in Congress.
You don't get to do that.
Was a Green himself. Different spelling, so a Green took down a Green.
Well, and it's the chairman. And if you noticed, it was Benny Thompson, the ranking member in this committee, who absolutely knows the fucking rules of Congress and a committee and knows that she can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, she can. Again, folks, this is what I keep telling you, like about Fox News and shit. You can say this shit if you want out loud, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be consequences.
Yeah.
And the consequence is that Marjorie Taylor Greene gets stuffed in a trash can here by Benny Thompson with the rules and looks like a fucking fool. Now, she got her little Fox News moment that they'll play on Tucker Carlson, but they won't play the part where her words are stricken from the record. Let's continue.
Right.
and I make the ruling that we strike those words.
It's sorry, just a point of order. It's a legitimate question.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sometimes
Did
I
you
go
move
on a
to
record
take the
store
words
and they're
down
on
or
the
to
wall,
strike
you
them?
know, it's like,
Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, sorry, I just stepped in.
Yeah, to take them down.
So
That's what we did.
yeah, my understanding is if words are taken down, that means that the member can no longer speak in whatever the proceeding is that those words were said.
So this is Daniel Goldman.
Yep.
And I don't know
who
if
is
anyone
an
knows, but
attorney
Daniel Goldman
who
is a, very accomplished
goddamn
litigator
good
and
attorney.
lawyer, and he
Good
knows a
attorney.
lot about law, and he knows a lot about how Congress operates.
Right.
Yeah.
So what
but
he's
also the semantics of, if we're going to say it's removed, like this is, there's a, and I mean, I don't know it, but I'm sure that if he's asking the question, it's because he knows the specific language.
Specific language.
How
That's
they're
what's
using it.
exactly.
Like, well, this
But you
is true,
cannot do
and
this.
this also is true.
There's
So
a
if they
reason
take it
that you
down,
can't
they
do
can't
this.
speak, or if they're
Right.
stricken or whatever it is. I don't know if they're synonymous.
You can't do that.
But he's like, look, man, if
You
you
can't
already
do
took
that.
that down, then she can't open her
can't
fucking
do
mouth up
right.
again.
She can't do that
And that's
again.
what Daniel Goldman.
She cannot talk again
we're gonna
today.
Follow the rules. Let's follow the rules that Benny Thompson set forward.
Right.
And that you agreed to, and you gavelled. So let's keep listening. I haven't seen this clip, by
Personal
the way.
inquiry. Point of personal inquiry.
There's no such thing.
Nope, there is none. There is no such thing as personal inquiry.
Again,
See,
I know
you can't do.
a
Oh
lot
my
of people
God!
are focused on Marjorie Taylor Greene, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I've said 100 times.
When you
if I
don't
say
even
it
know
enough.
the basic
The reason why
rules, the
Marjorie Taylor
basic
Greene,
fucking
Lawrence
rules,
Boebert, Matt Gaetz,
The
or any
basic
fucking clowns like Jim Jordan or these
rules.
others, or Jim Comer,
This is not even
when they're in
this-
Congress, the reason why it hurts the Republican Party, and again, we should encourage these people to remain in Congress,
Right.
is because these people can't attract a serious staff.
Yeah.
And a congressperson, especially a congressperson who doesn't know
The
a lot
basic
of rules and
rules of
doesn't know
how
Congress very well, relies on their
forums
staff to
are.
know Congress
Just-
and know
oh
the
my
rules
God.
inside a committee and know what you
It's
can
the
and can't
reason that
say.
they thought
And
that
what
he
they
was
do is to
elected when
help
he
the
wasn't.
congressperson through the process
Because they don't
of
know the
representing
fucking
their
basic
constituents in those
rules.
committee
And they're not that
meetings more than
difficult.
anything.
They're needed for
There's
boards
another video
all
I'd like
over
to
the
show.
goddamn
Remind me,
country and
about
world.
theater here in just a minute. That
Okay,
just came to
theater.
my mind.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't want to miss this. But this is why it's so important, because not only is Daniel Goldman attract a very highly skilled professional staff, but he also knows the rules himself because he's worked in the halls of Congress before. He's actually sat as an attorney.
Correct.
For a committee, right? So
Much
he's
higher.
been the actual counsel that's hired for the committee
That
to ask
77
questions.
would
we
be
watched it during
at least
one of the
100.
impeachment trials where he was asking questions. He
There's,
was the
there's a
attorney
premium for
that
them.
the
to deliver.
committee had hired to ask questions to litigate this idea. So he knows the rules very well. So he doesn't actually need a professional staff. He has one, but he doesn't need one. But this is, I understand that people don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and some of these others being in Congress. But look, as long as their districts are stupid enough to elect these people who aren't actually representing them and to continue to fucking rake step and show the Republican Party for truly what it is, they're not serious fucking people. They're just not fucking serious, especially MAGA. These fucking fascists aren't serious. Not only are they not serious about what they're actually doing, it's all theater, but they're not serious about representing their constituents. They're not serious about policy, and because of that, they don't know how to govern. So that's the through and through here, and that's what's showing here. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't even know that she can't do a personal inquiry,
Right?
And if
can't
she
do
had
a personal
decent staff
inquiry.
that was standing
That's
behind
not
her,
how it works.
they would give her away. They would know how she can combat this right inside the committee hearing. They would be whispering her what she needs
this is
to
what
do
you do.
in that moment.
This is what you do.
To combat
Here's how you do
Goldman
that.
and Thompson.
Here's how
because
you
of the
take care of
mistake
that.
she just made. But she doesn't
Right.
know.
She has no
she doesn't
clue.
have a staff that knows.
She has
Go on.
no
So
clue.
when we strike, it does
Right
terminate
now.
the time
Hold
of the individual who is speaking. So the gentlelady is no longer recognized.
No, she cannot be
The other thing
recognized
is,
anymore.
she has no clue that
None.
that was going to happen. No
None.
clue. And she had no
She
clue.
probably also doesn't understand what was just done.
Done. She did.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
like,
she was.
wait, what? And they're like, shut up, dude. Shut
You're,
up.
you're done.
Now, what's
You're done.
going to happen is she's going to go out in front of a microphone and say she was silenced. No. You broke the rules.
Rules, right.
Benny Thompson called you on the rules, and the chairman, the chairman of your party, gavel down to strike and remove, to take down. So we'll see what happens here. So they cut her off here. But let's see if there's any more to this, because there's about another minute left. Let's listen.
The chair now recognizes Mr. Ivey, I believe.
Can I make a point of inquiry, Mr. Chairman?
You can.
So the ruling was that because she used the word liar, that was taken down, which I agree with.
Yes.
But accusing
a statement of fact is very similar to the posters that Mr.
There's no statement of fact.
There's no statement of fact.
Bullshit.
There's no factual basis.
No, yeah, exactly.
Oh, damn. Did you hear that? The word bullshit made it into the microphone there.
Exactly, because it is bullshit.
He's like, look, man.
This is bullshit. You cannot lie.
So they got
you cannot do that.
Green silenced.
Right.
Now they're going
no, she silenced her.
Green
Hold on. She silenced herself. She silenced herself. Her white supremacy, her belief that she is better, that she knows more than every fucking person on the goddamn earth because of her whiteness, is what silenced her. Sorry, it's just true.
Him go steps further here, which is very important with the rules. This is, again, folks, I know.
Sorry, it's just one of those things that bugs the hell out of me.
They're denigrating our great institution of the House of Representatives. But listen to me when I tell you this. They are revealing who they truly are. And it is going to prove to America that we not only can we not trust them not to turn us into a fascist state, we can't even trust them with the simple way of holding committee hearings.
Right.
This is one of the main parts of the institution of the House of Representatives, to hold committee hearings, and they can't even manage to do it. I mean, Jim Jordan is fucking face planted on all these fucking committees that were supposed to reveal how Joe Biden was a criminal and he's
criminal. They keep talking about this criminal shit, and nothing is because it's not there.
And it was obvious.
None of that is true.
Pick Kevin McCarthy as speaker, that was going to be what was going to happen. Let's
when they screwed it up
and transpires over the next 20 seconds.
We're not here to debate this, okay? And the ruling was made by the chair that these previous words were not against the rules of Clause 1 and Clause 4 of rules.
Now you see the man behind him. The man behind him is
his staff member. He's trying to guide him through this shit because he doesn't know his shit. He doesn't know his shit. Again, forgive me. You notice that the damn Benny Thompson does not have a staff member sitting over his head because he doesn't need that. He knows the damn law. You'll notice also at the end, the respectable Mr. Man from New York not have an attorney staff member sitting over him because they know better. They know the law. It is the requirement that the black dude or the New York dude must have their shit 20 times more than the white dude from any form of Kentucky or Louisiana or South Carolina. Because, see, they don't have to know their shit. Because they a good old boy. They don't have to know their shit. They can have this little boy behind them tell them their shit.
How he face plants here, because I'm sure he does at the very end.
17. But to tell someone that they are a liar it's pretty clear in the rules.
Slander is clearly covered by the rules.
Thank you. Slander is covered by the rules.
There's probably going to be more to do about this clip. So,
do you want to see another clip of?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
yes, I do. I don't know what you're going to say.
Yes, this is this is the way that they keep this shit again, and I will keep saying this over and over again. They prove my point every goddamn day. I've been doing a podcast since 2005 saying the exact same shit. These people will take away every fucking dime and they'll do it through the law. And unless you watch what they're fucking doing, they will do it through the law. And the law will be bullshit, but it will still be the law. Because you go back to 16th and 15th century when none of what we have in this society, including an airplane or a vehicle called a car, existed. None of the science of anything that is running in this current era. The microphone I'm talking into didn't even exist. What kind of fucking law are you basing your bullshit on? Oh, you are basing it on white supremacy and the bullshit of it.
Right? He had his moment to shoot down Marjorie Taylor Greene. He also had another moment with Representative Luna, because they're like going back-to-back hearings in this, and so.
So this is here just now?
Because when you're desperate, you try this bullshit. And you lose it every time because you're full of shit. You're lying.
Yeah,
I've got it.
When everything you are is about a lie.
Okay. It's a short clip, but
Okay, so
it's the same type of like the
Goldman has to tell him.
Right. This is not the Homeland Security Committee.
No, I don't think so, because
they're questioning someone else.
Yeah.
Because the Homeland Security would have been questioning Mayorkas. This would be a different one. So here's
This is something, because there's another clip. I don't know what the full one is, but there's another clip of Moskowitz, because they're talking.
I'll go back to that one. I'll go back to that one. Brad says from Facebook, "Let them eat rake." I don't know who came up with that in our chat.
They are so let them eat rake. Thank you. Let them eat rake.
This is
thank you. Let them eat rake.
It's gonna what
they are raking all over the place.
Just let these people step on rakes and keep eating them and keep face planting. Let's listen to the face plant here from Luna. Is it Luna? Luna. Yeah. Let's listen.
Is that we have what is clearly politicized oversight trying to have a gotcha moment against President Biden. But my colleagues on the other side do not support additional support for our veterans. They did not support the PAC Act.
Will the gentleman yield for a question?
I have 20 seconds.
Will you? I can give you some of my time.
Okay,
the issue that
finish? Can I just finish? I will not yield. Let me just finish. And if I could have a little bit more time, Mr. Chairman, you'll have plenty of time to respond, Ms. Luna. The point I'm trying.
They don't even understand the time rules.
Right.
And this is the same stupid shit when Lauren Boebert says, "I yield."
I yield. Back.
You fucking stupid ass. You yield back your time. You yield back. There's more time to be had. You don't yield because it's not the end. Oh my God.
All right. So we have an answer. It was Rosebud. She said it on the Upwire chat. Let them eat rake.
There you go.
Rosebud.
Thank you.
Boom.
Said it. I said that. Thank you, Rosebud.
Thank you.
Because we're going to keep saying that. And Rosebud, we're
Let
going to give you all the credit.
them eat rake. Thank you,
here.
Rosebud.
Let them eat rake. We should make a
Rosebud. Let them eat rake.
Maybe we make a shirt with the rake in it, or like
let them eat rake.
In a rake. I don't know. Something like that.
Eat rake. It's fantastic. We got the best audience in the world.
Yeah,
they come up with some of the funniest fucking shit, by the way. So thank you, Rosebud. Okay, because we've been using it. We're going to keep using it. Here's in the same hearing. This is my Representative Moskowitz. He's from Florida. Several weeks ago, he absolutely tore Marjorie Taylor Greene apart, up one side and down the other. And I believe it was after.
It was after the Nashville shooting.
Yes,
and she was trying to say was, because I did a whole "what was that" on this.
That's
where
right.
He just fucking demolished her. Moskowitz was talking about the AR-15, and he basically just put out this, and he set the bait, and she fell for it, and it was.
Yeah, he said, anyone want to respond? And she's like, me. And he's like, what an idiot.
The statement was, murder in schools is still murder. If there was anyone, he's like, I will yield to anyone in the room.
Anyone in the room who does not believe that murder isn't,
or who doesn't believe that murder in schools is murder, right? So the fact that anyone would disagree with that is dumb, but the fact that anyone would speak up and
would
be like,
then
actually,
say, hey,
he did that, and he's
hey,
go ahead,
yeah.
go right
ahead. Whoa, I need to talk.
Taylor Greene, he's like, step on your rake.
Come on,
bitch.
baby.
Step
Let's
on your
rake it.
So who steps on
Let's
your
rake
rake
it. Let's rake it.
I think it's just Republicans in general. He's talking about
Gotta get more minutes,
Afghanistan and
folks.
George,
And then they're off
President Bush
to do
Okay, so let's
other
watch
stuff.
Moskowitz here do his work in the committee hearing.
Who says it's an important topic.
Run up to
we're 100+ days into the next Congress. And this committee thought that before we would talk about
103 now?
Afghanistan withdrawal, they thought it was more important to talk about Twitter.
Yep.
First.
Twitter.
And not only did they think it was more
The
important
privately owned Elon Musk
they thought it was
company.
more important to talk about the hiring policies of the Biden administration. They also thought it was more important to talk about a laptop that was found at Radio Shack.
There was no laptop.
The Afghan.
There is no laptop. The laptop does not exist.
Talk about the D.C. government and public urination.
Show me a laptop.
The Afghan withdrawal. And so,
okay, so there's another fucking clip, and I think.
Forgive me. Once again, I will state this again. The model and era of laptop that they're talking about would not have had a big enough drive, because if you understand the history of the reason that there were no spinning drives in any of Apple's shit, it's called the iPod. Yeah, the iPod. So the entire laptop story is bullshit, because you have to understand how a laptop from Apple would work, A. B, because see, people are so stupid that the laptop that they're talking about could only be a PC laptop. Wouldn't be an Apple laptop. And B, the data is what he's suing for. You notice that what Biden's son is suing for is not a laptop. It is the fact that these people say they have data of his. And if you're saying you have this data, you have it illegally. So he's saying if you have this data and you're saying it's his, then you have it illegally and he wants it back. He's got them. He's checkmated them, because they have to admit either that their crap is just that, it's bullshit, or that they actually stole something from some of his actual electronics.
I think it was from the same hearing.
Right.
But see, nobody seems to be able to say that in our media, because that's what the lawsuit is. Read it. It's really simple. All he's saying is, if this is my data, which I can prove a few things are, then how did you get it? If you do have it, I want money for it because you shouldn't have it, and you got it illegally. So I want it back.
That was the Bobert, where she was, and she stepped on a rake then too, because she's like, "No, you supported your public urination." She's like, "No, I didn't."
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's like, "Didn't you vote for this?" He's like, "Nope,
nope."
It's like,
nope.
Like they wanted to decriminalize it, but we didn't, and the mayor didn't, so we changed it.
Yeah.
The problem is you won't vote on it, so it's not anything. It's just out there in the ether because you won't do your
Right.
Because a lot of people don't understand this, is that Congress has the authority over DC, because DC's not a state.
Right.
DC doesn't have a state government.
Unfortunately, they should
do
be.
not want a statehood for.
Nope. Because that would actually change everything.
And again, it makes sense for DC to either be a state or be part of a state. It makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And if it's part of a state, then maybe Congress controls part of the city or something and how it operates. But in all, it should be part of a state or a state itself, for fuck's sake. It's not fucking rocket science. But Moskowitz is pointing out very clearly the TikTok of this committee and how many rakes they've stepped on. They stepped on the Twitter file rake. They stepped,
exactly.
on the Hunter Biden.
Like, exactly. They keep stepping on these rakes,
Mace,
and they don't realize that they are stepping on
Matt
these rakes.
Taibbi in the Twitter files.
And then Matt Taibbi
in the Twitter
and
files.
Elon Musk can't even agree, and Elon Musk deletes all the Twitter files because it's probably going to put him in legal fucking jeopardy.
And see, that's the other thing.
He deleted all of them. But let's
It
continue.
doesn't matter if he deleted them. They were up. Since they're up, they will now be used in a court. If he's found to be. But see, the problem is he bought this shit.
And so it's tough for us on this.
He's trying to make up bullshit from a company that he bought.
This isn't a serious hearing. This was a 20-year war.
That's a public company.
Started by President Bush.
An international public
You remember President Bush? I know many of you have disowned him because he disagrees with President.
That was on the stock market, so it was controlled by
four presidents,
government.
20 years of good decisions, 20 years of bad decisions.
Unlike Twitter today.
You don't want to examine 20 years. You only want to examine like the last week. You know, when marriages dissolve after 20 years and they get in front of a judge, they don't just say, you know, everything
in that last month. Just that last month. So all you get is everything in that last month.
President Trump invited the Taliban to Camp David around the anniversary of 9/11.
Yes, thank you.
What?
What? Why would
Oh my God! They keep doing this.
Now, here's the thing. Here's what Moskowitz is trying to point out here, and it's on the record. He's saying, look, this Afghanistan war was a serious fucking
Right.
thing. And absolutely Congress
And
should
president
make
after
sure we
president after
evaluate the
president was
fucking
told to get out,
Afghanistan
and they
war
didn't.
so that we don't do that stupid shit again. We do not want to do that again. We probably are as a country in the future sometime going to have some fucking stupid conflict that we should not be involved in for a longer period of time than we should be involved in it. And we don't want to do that again, so we should evaluate. We should talk about it. We should go through step by step of why, what happened. But I love how they went through all these fucking stupid ass bullshit so that he can tee this up on a tee. And you notice how Moskowitz is so good at making sure that he gets the messaging just right. Goldman's good at it. Swalwell's good at it. Hakeem Jeffries is one of the best at it.
Wonderful.
I mean, you talk about messaging and narrative and framing of a certain issue. Hakeem Jeffries is a master.
Hakeem Jeffries is one, like, obviously all of them come prepared. Like, they don't, they don't show up
they have professional staff. They got their shit together.
They do their homework. They do their research. They know what they're going to say, all that stuff. But Hakeem Jeffries is someone where it's like, dude, he could just fucking riff and lay
he burn you down and piss on your ashes in real time. Like, and I'll tell you that
Jamie Raskin, someone said Raskin as well.
Raskin's one of them. Katie Porter's another
Porter
one.
does it.
I
does
really,
it quietly
I really hope
with a whiteboard.
California decides that Katie Porter is in their camp for senator. And the reason why is because I think Katie Porter could be senator until she's Dianne Feinstein's age. I really do.
I agree.
And
I agree.
And if you don't know,
we need a Southern California lady like that
for almost their entire lifetime.
Because we've had a Northern California lady like that for a while. It would be nice if it was a black lady, but
Americans, the way that Katie Porter does for liberal democracy and freedom and fairness, equality, diversity. Man, you're not paying attention. I'm not saying there's not other good candidates, but I think Katie Porter being one of the youngest candidates in that group of candidates, and her fire and her passion, and not only that, her staff, because her staff will follow her to the Senate. They will be a force to be reckoned with on committees. Folks, this is the difference between.
It keeps it solid. It keeps it even. It actually splits it off so that I can watch inside the house.
What you're talking about when you're talking about both sides.
If
you tell me that both sides are the same, you don't know shit about our government. You don't know shit about it. You don't know shit about our civics. You don't know shit about how our elections work. When someone tells me that, oh, Joe Biden should be primaried, you're a dumb motherfucker. You're just not, you just don't know how our shit works. And you're making shit up. You're fucking totally making up false ass narratives. Just like
bullshit.
Fox News.
Exactly. Thank you.
And I've got
just like Fox News. Can we stop doing that?
And I have some friends that are really they love Bernie, and they would love to see Bernie run. But these are the same people who argue that Joe Biden's too old and they want Bernie to run for president.
Yeah.
What? You people just are from reality.
Your shit does stink.
Let me tell you,
it really
something.
does.
The left
it stinks.
Needs to stop with these delusions of how shit works, right? The same way Feinstein, because you said earlier that you want Feinstein resigned and you're not in support of it. But the reality is Feinstein does not have to do shit. She doesn't have to.
Nope, she doesn't have to.
She can destroy her legacy here at the very end of her end in the Senate because she's not going to rerun. And Dianne Feinstein's not going to be senator, so she can destroy her entire legacy of her Senate to at the very end placate to this bullshit where a bunch of fascists are going to stop nominations from happening because they want a fascist state. I mean, she's really going to bang up her legacy, and that's the message I would be sending to her staff and her allies and the people who love her. I
think in a week it won't even be a story.
Think about her legacy here more.
I think in a week this will won't even be a story.
I think
I'm
do
hoping
the right thing, and I think Gavin Newsom would appoint someone that is in that Democratic field.
We already know who's going to.
Really good.
We already know.
I don't know who Gavin Newsom.
I already know
in that interim spot.
I already know. There's only two people.
Sure the California laws.
One of them, she would take it, but wouldn't run. The other one, she would take it and she would be running.
I'm sure there's some sort of law
that dictates that. How I know
is that. We need more serious.
See, I know only because I've got family members who are in this shit.
They don't fucking exist.
That's why I'm here. Is I'm in California. I have family members who are in this shit. I now have a cousin who just left one of the biggest companies, Starbucks, as one of their. Literally, she was just below the CEO, and she's now going to another company as the CEO
any questions
in Texas
about that.
So I'm going to see what Texas is like
released 5,000
because she will talk to me about how it's like, what it's like to be a CEO in Texas. And maybe, just maybe, we'll do an interview with her so I can show you the difference between Starbucks and the new company she's at in Texas. And I will not be talking about that until she gives me permission.
TikTok. See, this is why I don't like fucking TikTok. He's a new congressman. He's from the Carolinas.
I don't use TikTok.
That's it. Can you, it's Jeff Jackson?
Is that who it is? Let me see. Hold on.
Yes, I believe so.
Democratic Party, Jeff Jackson.
Yeah.
Like dark. I mean, he looks.
Yep, that's it. That's him. For all intents and purposes, he's confusing because he kind of confuses people like I do. He might look Republican. He is a congressman.
That's what you want.
14, so
you want that dude that looks like he's a damn Republican.
Kind of talks a certain way.
Yep.
So you might be, he might be Republican. But this video here that he had is fucking brilliant, and he makes all
the one from 2 days ago.
Yes, and he makes brilliant. He makes brilliant videos on social media.
Oh yes.
And you should follow him because
this is blown up. It's blown up enough that it's actually showing up quite heavily.
I've only been there 100 days.
It's quite heavily showing up even more on Shorts in YouTube because that's where I saw it. I didn't see it. I don't do TikTok. I went on there and I'm like, yeah, I'm having a problem with the fact that it's literally controlling everything because you don't pick the people, they give them to you first. That's how you get in there. And it's kind of, and the fact that it's also not owned by private companies, and I'm not saying I trust private companies more, but at least they're not the government.
And I don't know if I'm not supposed to say this out loud, but it's true and important. And if you don't know this, you need to. It's really clear from working there for just a few months that most of the really angry voices in Congress are totally faking it. These people who have built their brands around being perpetually outraged, it's an act. I've seen a bunch of examples. Here's one. I've been in committee meetings that are open to the press and committee meetings that are closed. The same people who act like maniacs during the open meetings are suddenly calm and rational during the closed ones. Why? Because there aren't any cameras in the closed meetings, so their incentives are different. What I've seen is that members of Congress are surrounded by negative incentives. There are rewards for bad behavior. You know what the big one is?
Especially in Republican Party.
The big thing that modern media and modern politicians have learned is that if they can keep you angry, they'll hold your attention.
Right.
And they both want your attention. So if you're a politician and you show certain media outlets that you can help them keep their audience angry, they'll give you their audience.
Wow.
Because so many politicians are willing to play that game. Now
Thank you. This is now up on my site. I'm loving this.
They can be. So that's real
because it's showing that it's getting exposed from TikTok to Shorts to here.
They can be positive. They can be about speaking to you with respect and real information and in a normal tone of voice. Because if I can talk to you directly, I don't have to yell. And if you don't have to yell to be heard, the whole conversation changes.
Wow.
So going forward, when you hear some enraged member of Congress say something absurd, your first question shouldn't be, how can they possibly believe that? It should be, do we think they actually do? Because they probably don't.
Thank you.
For those who want to see politics look less like
Thank
WWE,
you. They just probably don't.
It's almost like this guy is listening when I say we are at the intersection of WrestleMania in real life.
Right.
Doesn't it feel like that?
Yeah.
Now, you would say that, Tony, he's talking about you. No, I am not an elected member of Congress.
Nope, thank you.
Never would I be, nor would I
don't think I could get elected if I had to.
And no matter how many times people
if I
had
had
to
put
it in the comments, I'm not going to be in public office.
Nope.
And the reason
not
why
going to happen
is because
right here,
the left's outright
right here,
machine. That's the
right
whole
here.
Point.
This would make sure I never get in.
I should be the
Since
one
2005 doing this shit.
You should go use your ballot, and you should go use your microphone and your feet and your talents to engage in your democracy to elect serious politicians like Mr. Jackson here, and Moskowitz and Goldman and Swalwell, people who are serious about our country and how our country works. And that is the whole point. Okay? So we need to get it straight of what our democracy is and what it isn't. Yes, Bobert, it's a constitutional republic, and we, the people, have the ability to elect our representatives into that republic, and we have the responsibility.
Because it's what's so weird is since I do everything through my server and Restream, I haven't logged on to Twitch in a while, and I'm like, oh, that's right, I just had to log on.
Like me in Congress, you do not want me in Congress. You don't want me in Congress. It's not going to go well. I probably will be censored and probably expelled.
Thank you, because I would be screaming at these freaking GOPers.
I don't belong in Congress. I belong behind this microphone every single week.
I would be killing them. All right, so we're out of here. Thank you, guys. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow.
Hit the subscribe button on.